It is May 2nd, 2018. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast talking about SmackDown from Montreal last night. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Mr. Matt Morgan and Raj Giri. Matt, how you doing, man?
Doing great, and just realized I need to shut off my Wi-Fi.
Oh, yep.
Yes, go to cellular only, sir. So last night, SmackDown in Montreal, hot crowd. Raj, 2 nights back to back in Montreal. Love when they do this. It seems like they're doing more of this lately. They realize, hey, if we've got a hot fan base here, let's just do both shows, knock them out.
Well, yeah, the thing with Montreal has never been a worry about selling tickets or anything. Just for whatever reason, after Montreal Survivor Series 97, they just stopped going regularly. And I hope that changes because this crowd was hot. And I think the last time they were there was when Sami Zayn made his Raw
that
debut,
long
right?
ago. Wow.
I think so. If someone in chat wants to correct me, but it's been a while. And yeah, you see how hot the crowd is. There were times last night where I was a little worried that they were just going to go into themselves, go into business for themselves, but they didn't. And I thought it helped make the show because there really wasn't anything on the show other than that.
Yeah. So Matt,
I thought they've always been hot. They've always been hot though in Montreal. Why wouldn't they go more? I mean, I don't recall them not being a hot crowd.
I think Vince has some weird grudge against Montreal. That's the only thing I can think of because they always do well. They always, they always sell well. The crowd is always great. I think he hated the "We Want Brett" chants back in the day, and you screwed Brett and all those chants. He would be really weird with Montreal. He'd always have the disclaimer at the beginning, warning fans that this is Bizarro Land. And hopefully that's changed because the crowd reacted exactly how they would, except extra loud. And,
they were good.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, man. So last night, opening up backstage with Paige talking about the match happened on Friday at the Greatest Royal Rumble between Styles and Nakamura, adding the stipulation the Backlash match on Sunday is going to be no disqualification. So Shinsuke, punch him in the nuts all you want. It's not ending the match.
Yeah. If AJ doesn't have a steel cup, for this match, then
he's an idiot.
He's an idiot. Yeah.
I think we're like at least 2 matches past that, right? I mean, the first time.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Second time he should have had a cup.
Yeah, but I think they treated their last one at Greatest Royal Rumble like it wasn't happening. Like they barely mentioned it. They, even tonight they barely mentioned it, or last night it was an afterthought.
They don't have to mention it for a wrestler to be reactive. If this is a real fight and a real hello.
For sure, but I think they want that to be the big swerve. Like AJ finally outsmarts him, and they want that to be in their big match. And I guess this would be it.
Still doesn't take away from us suspending our disbelief properly, and it buries the wrestler.
Yeah, it does make AJ look
idiot.
Yeah, to fall for the same thing over and over, it definitely does.
Yep. The Miz out last night. He's just running this outfit into the ground. In New Orleans, it made sense.
It's horrible. Yeah. Horrible. He did a great job, though, tonight. He did a great job.
Miz TV was fantastic.
It was, but he looked like a buffoon out there.
Apparently he understands French because the fans were chanting, was that Envoy
Maurice, of course.
Yeah, which is We Want Maurice. But I couldn't make out what they were saying. I just got the Maurice part, but they were chanting We Want Maurice, and Miz got that.
Yeah, well, you'd assume if your wife is a native French speaker, you pick up a couple words here and there.
Yeah,
over time.
That's a good point.
Right? So Miz brought out Jeff Hardy, was talking with him. Randy Orton came out, and that set up a match: The Miz and Shelton Benjamin versus Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. Now this is in advance of Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title Sunday at Backlash. But Matt, what did you think of this tag match last night?
Well, the setup of it on Miz TV first. Love the pop Randy got. He got a very big pop, very big babyface pop. So I thought that was cool. He hasn't been really, I don't know, over, you know what I mean, as much as he used to be, right? So I thought that was cool. Granted, it could be because it's Montreal. They're seeing a big star, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's the pop you got, but I liked it. It made the segment more. But the match itself, that's what you asked me, right? The match itself was great. It was spectacular, actually. And we going back to the promo though. Shelton, still not his strength, but it also wasn't his weakness as much either, though. It was like right in the middle, I guess I would say, with this promo. And they're very smart by keeping Jeff very limited on what Jeff says.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one thing Paige had said earlier that Shane is not going to be around for a while.
Oh, that's right.
So it looks like he's going to be getting that surgery now for the hernia that he had suffered in March. So that table bump at Greatest Royal Rumble kind of explained that. I always find it funny when they mention the top 10 list to Randy Orton.
Oh,
of all the
Jesus.
people that
Why
would
did
not
they bring
give
that back
a crap.
last night?
Yeah, and he is like the one guy that would be like bringing it up to Undertaker, right? Like,
Right.
They would give a shit. So,
Yeah, and I like the crowd's reaction to that too, of him not giving a shit.
right, yeah. I remember at the end of that segment, I was like, wait a second. I was totally expecting Orton to hit Jeff Hardy with an RKO.
Me too.
And then when they came back from break and they were doing the tag match, then that explained why they didn't. And he still did. I love that RKO that he gave Jeff. Did they announce this match last night, or had it been announced? Because I thought it
Previously
was official
announced.
last night. It was previously announced.
As far as what, the tag or him versus Hardy at the paper?
Orton versus Hardy.
Yeah, previously.
Okay, because I mean, it's clear that's the way they were going, but I couldn't remember if they said they were definitely wrestling on the pay-per-view, because it almost looked like they were going to put Shelton in there as well and make it a three-way. But yeah, I thought it was a really good match. It's a lot of star power in that opening segment.
Yep.
SmackDown got a ton of talent with the shakedown and everything, but it almost didn't feel like it last night because there was so much. I felt like there was a lot of filler. But this wasn't it. I thought this match was really good.
Yeah, Randy had a bit of a spring in his step last night. I mean, like Matt said, he got that pop. He just seemed like this was a more on Randy Orton than I feel we normally see most weeks. But it was good. I thought he was dynamic. The tag match was good. That promo, I can't believe they mentioned the top 10 list. I like Randy. Actually, for me, that's what won me over to Randy, was Randy saying nobody cares about the top 10.
Yeah.
It's like, it was nice to see them acknowledge that. Yeah, man. So let's see. How did that end? Orton did a draping DDT on Shelton. Miz came in. Orton nailed him and hit a double second rope draping DDT on both of them. Fans popped as Orton hit the map. Shelton gets up. Orton nails the RKO. Orton tags in Jeff. He goes to the top for the Swanton bomb on Shelton, and Hardy covered him for the pin.
Yeah.
So after that, Renee Young backstage with Carmella and the Iconics doing an interview in advance of their 6-woman tag. That was the main event of the show last night. Man, the Iconics are really running this we're going to do an unflattering impression of you joke into the ground, but I think Carmella leaving and then moonwalking back into the frame definitely saved the segment. How do you think the Iconics are faring on the main roster so far, Matt?
Very well. I mean, very, very good. I think they're both stars, but
yeah, they're getting a lot of time.
Yeah, and they're handling it well. They got the confidence. They don't look nervous or anything. So I think they're doing good. I hope they don't overdo them. But I think they're off to a good start.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan not cleared last night because concerns he might develop a chest infection. It's funny. Normally that means like a bronchial infection, but no, literally his chest might be infected from all those chops he took Friday.
Wow.
And then he wrestled a dark match against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Kayfabe is what it is. We also got a backstage segment with The Bar and New Day setting up their match between Xavier Woods and Sheamus for later in the evening. And then a backstage segment.
Real quick.
Yeah.
That backstage segment. Was anyone else disturbed with Big E oiling himself up?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. I don't know. Couldn't get that. But yeah, Sheamus basically was teasing that he wanted to face he was teasing he wanted to face one of them. Big E got in his face, and then Sheamus went to the smallest guy and said, "I want you." So that set up the match for that night.
Yeah. And then Rusev and Aiden English with Lana. No accent coming in. Suggesting that Aiden English is holding Rusev back. So there we go. That's the storyline. That's what we're going to get.
I hope this is not what happens. Aiden English has been fantastic for Rusev. He's been a little long-winded, but I don't care. He's been a very good match for Rusev.
I agree. I think he's helped Rusev, but I just feel like Rusev and Lana feels more like a main event pairing than Rusev and Aiden English. Rusev and Aiden English to me feels more mid card.
What does she do though? Let's not just talk about the look, the aesthetics of it. Forget that. What can she do for him though, as far as character development goes? As I mean, other than lovey-dovey crap, what else is there? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what.
Well, with his first run, she was the act, right? Like she was the one. She was the one doing all the mic work.
Very different though, playing the stereotypical foreign character though. Very easy heat.
Right, but to take that, like what she did before, and then kind of mix his humor with it, and you know, I don't know exactly, but just their pairing just feels more main event, like when they were together before, as opposed to Rusev with Aiden.
But what do? You have him protect her honor a few times during.
They did that. There was a match for Lana's honor against Roman Reigns.
Like that kind of crap, man. That's boring to me. I don't care about that. I don't know. I like Aiden English. It gives him something to do as well, and I think it builds Aiden as well. Like, let's be clear, it does make him more valuable, and I do get more interested in him week to week. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think you're creating another, not a huge star, but somewhat of a star in Aiden English as well. It gives you more depth on your roster. Homegrown, I don't know.
I think you could probably do both, because think about how much the Miz benefited from Maurice, right? And then he also had the Miztourage, and I think you could still do both, where he has Lana and Aiden English, and don't have him defending her honor and stuff like that, but have it, you know, they bounce off each other, and Aiden's jealous of Lana, and wants to get rid of Lana, and Lana wants to get rid of Aiden, and you know, you could do a whole thing in there, and Rusev's playing, you know, peacemaker, so peacekeeper. I mean, I think there's a lot you can do there, but I agree they shouldn't drop Aiden right now. It would make him look, it would kind of bury him. I think
he's really good with this. I like him in this a lot, and he's a really good worker. He's improved a lot.
And then with Lana, do you think they were dropping her accent, or was she just a little rusty?
I don't know,
because it was definitely, there was a little bit of it there, but not, you know, not completely.
Yeah.
Do more people watch Total Divas than SmackDown? Do you know, number wise?
Man, to 600,000, but they air that show so much that, you know, by the time it's, you know, you count up all the airings. I'm not sure,
because then that's what you do with it. That's what you do with her. If it is more, if that's what it comes out to be, that it's more, including all the earrings, then great. You go with her speaking English and being normal.
Yeah, she's been speaking English for the whole show. She's been on for like 3 seasons now. But it's like, someone's bringing up, it's like when Kofi Kingston lost the Jamaican accent. It was just a random backstage segment where he's not speaking with the Jamaican accent. That's kind of like what this was.
Or Matt Morgan, 6 months later, starts to stutter.
Oh, WWE. Total Divas, the last premiere got like 1 million viewers, but yeah, it's much less than WWE.
Yeah, the premieres are usually high, and then by the end of the season, it's usually the 500,000 to 600,000.
The constant run-throughs and follow. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Reruns.
And it's also a very different audience.
Oh yeah, but yet that's the one that I run into.
They want to get. And
yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, you guys. I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets that, right? I get asked, is John Cena, is he really not going to get married to, you know, what's her name, Bella? Yeah. And I get that every day. I think once a day. I think I get that. Supermarket, you name it. Like, nobody asks me, hey, do you think Roman Reigns is going to beat Brock Lesnar? It's only going to be a wrestling fan that asks me that.
That's the key. Why haven't they put Roman on Total Divas? I think that's the key to his success.
But because it's based around the women, I mean, it would have to be his wife is on there. He's had cameos on there before.
Guys, it's a genius concept, because all guys, like my doctor, he's my foot doctor, he's my podiatrist. He was asking me just 2 days ago on text message, you know, hey, my wife wants to know, is this, and asking me about Total Divas. They don't watch wrestling. Yeah. My husband is now into it, and he is now trying to follow up on Raw each week. He just started again.
Yeah, so, and you know what? Oh, sorry.
It's a great concept when you think about it.
Yeah, the one area where I think they're messing up on is, since it is scripted and known well in advance, why not translate some of the stuff they do on Total Divas to
Oh yeah,
like, remember the
I would.
thing when Ziggler was hitting on Nikki Bella?
Yeah.
If you translated that to SmackDown, at SmackDown, Cena's out to get Ziggler. And then during the commercials on Total Divas, you're like, oh, Cena was out looking for Dolph Ziggler with, it's a little corny, but if you can translate those Total Divas viewers to watching SmackDown and Raw by showing that this storyline is going to continue in the ring.
They think they do with, like, for instance, Jimmy and Jay, one of the Usos being married to what's her name? What's her name?
Naomi.
Naomi. Like there's a little bit of it, but they don't do enough of a job talking. I don't know.
Yeah, and they do tape it so far in advance that it is tough to, but I just think, like when John Cena wrestled Daniel Bryan at that SummerSlam, it's Nikki's guy against Bree's guy, and I felt like there was something you could do to move that audience to WWE programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just different creative teams. Vince doesn't want to be told or collaborate. I'm seriously. But I'll tell you, those promos
that adds to Vince's numbers, not the Total Divas numbers, if they could do that.
Those promos for the last season of Total Divas, the beef between Natalya and Lana, like, that made me want to watch Total Divas more than anything else.
I think this season of Total Bellas is going to have the Nikki and John breakup. I think it's going to be the highest rated that they've had.
Yeah,
and they had to shoot that. They had to, like, go after the breakup. Those two had to go and then shoot it afterwards.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
That's gotta be awkward. Yeah,
very.
Yep. So after that, speaking of awkward, Big Cass out there, fans in French chanting "We don't care."
Oh wow, I didn't know that's what they were saying.
Yeah, supposedly there might have been some expletives in there as well.
Okay, let's just get into it. He cuts a promo on Daniel Bryan and brings Daniel Bryan out. Turns out it's a midget version of Daniel Bryan. He starts making all of his height jokes, blah, 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 blah. How tall is better. He looks like a superstar. You all should worship me, basically. In a nutshell, that's what the thing was.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say, let's talk about his comfortability. He was very comfortable on that microphone. And I will, again, be very pissed off because when I was there, I could not make those mannerisms with my body and use that kind of body language because it minimized my size. It didn't play toward my height and my muscle and blah, 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 and being a big man. So watching that, I'm like, this is awesome. You should be able to use whatever body language you want. That's how you talk. And in my opinion, it made him look comfortable. He was very comfortable out there, and we're watching him grow and grow and grow into a bigger star. I know it wasn't like a world beater promo, but I'm talking about way it used to be versus how it is now, and they're not getting in his way of being himself, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely thought he'd look comfortable out there. I think the thing that made it lame was he was trying to throw all of Vince's short jokes. Like he had, like, I'm sure Vince fed him all those jokes, and he had like 20 of them in like a 3-minute span, and
that whole thing was written. Yeah,
it was just lame. It's one thing to do one or two and just I don't know. I just think when you have a giant like that and he's doing corny jokes and badly with bad delivery,
let me ask you: did it minimize his size to you?
It made him look less threatening. Yeah. It made him look just kind of like
there's maybe some truth to that then. Okay.
No, I like, as opposed to this big killer that's out to get Daniel Bryan, it looks like this goofy bully as opposed to
yes, I know what you mean. I mean, I wasn't sure if I was detecting that properly because of my own opinion on the matter, right? My own
that doesn't get talked about enough. Matt, what do you think? That doesn't get talked about enough. Sort of like, what happened to the cool bully? We were talking about the Karate Kid the other night. Johnny Lawrence was a cool bully. Biff Tannen from Back to the Future was a dork. And why are they making Cass into a dorky bully?
Yeah.
Not as threatening.
Especially because he's got a star look. And so when you go goofy bully with the guy that looks like he could be a star, I don't know.
I don't know. He kind of looks like a praying mantis to me. like his build. I don't mean to make fun of him.
Yeah.
I don't mean that at all. I'm a fan of him. I just mean the way he's built, and I don't know. I used to say the same thing, God rest his soul, about Garrison Cade when he was Lance Cade in OVW. He had long blonde hair, and he had like skinny arms and skinny legs, but like kind of a big torso. He just reminded me of Praying Mantis. He just did. And same with Big Cass a little bit. You know, he is a good-looking guy, I guess, but at the same time, I don't get killer or heel from him. But my question to you is, does he have to be a killer heel just because he's big, Raj?
No, but they're positioning him in that slot by putting him with the top guy like Daniel Bryan, right?
Why? No. Why does that mean that? Why does he have to be a killer though? Because he's working against.
Well, not a killer, but just if they see
type, you know, why does
not that, but a main event guy. If they're putting you with the Daniel Bryan, that's clear that they see you at the top of the card, and he's not a top of the card bully in this segment. And you know, someone's bringing up in the comment section, like Kevin Owens, he plays a cool bully. Like he bring in that personality, and it gives it just that main event edge. And I think Cass is not bringing that. It seems mid card what Big Cass is doing.
Sure. Oh, well, definitely does. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. And he's working Daniel Bryan, and it shouldn't be like that level. Gotcha.
Yeah, if he was working Dolph Ziggler or something like that, it'd be different.
Well, especially the segment last night. I mean, when you're thinking against Daniel Bryan is short, which has been the entire heat of this feud. I mean, it's just, I don't know, very, very superficial.
Yeah, so they brought out the little person, which they've done that before. I feel like they did that. Can't remember if it was Montreal, but it was the night after the Survivor Series where they did the screw job, and Shawn Michaels brought out the little guy dressed like Bret Hart.
He did a good. Hey, Raj, he did a good job though, as far as the part where he's bringing him from side to side of every ring and making him hold his hand up. We knew the inevitable was coming, but the way we didn't know when it was going to come, I thought it would happen after the first time he raised the dude's hand. I thought it would come right after that. Yeah. And he again just looked comfortable, and he talks fast like I do, and I was always told that's something that minimizes my size as well. So I'm glad hearing your guys' perspective on that, because it's something I used to argue against and say, well, look, if this is how I talk, well, this is how I talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? The minute I started talking like this, and you'll rule the day that you got in the ring with Matt Morgan, bullshit, is not who I really am, and it's going to play off that way on TV, and I'm no different than any other stoic big man.
Yeah. And
so maybe it's that happy medium. I don't know.
Because I thought last week Cass on SmackDown felt a lot bigger. Like it felt more like a main event promo.
Drew McIntyre right now is doing it the best, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ironically enough, it was actually yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. People calling Cass SmackDown's Baron Corbin. Like, he's not that bad, folks.
No, take that back, folks. Take that one back.
He hasn't.
Do not compare him to the hashtag Skullet.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, midget humor is having a renaissance month in the WWE between the New Day's entrance, Hornswoggle, and last night.
Yeah. Do you guys know I'm scared? Do you guys know I'm scared of midgets?
Really?
Yeah, I am.
Now I got chastised. I did not know that term is considered offensive.
Little people. Sorry.
Little people. Yes.
Yes. But I am scared of them.
Can you watch The Wizard of Oz?
Yes, they're not in front of me. If they're in front of me, dude, I'm like, ask my wife. I start sweating. If I'm like at an airport, it's bad.
So like a live version of Wizard of Oz is.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Huh.
I would wig out.
This is fascinating, and I feel like we should have an entire podcast to unpack this.
I don't have a reason why. I don't know why.
Just kind of like I think like with anything that you're have issues with, I always think spending more time around whether it's people, culture, something. I don't know. I think that's the only way you overcome it, right?
Yeah, but nobody
people are
cares.
people. Yeah. I wish they, if it was the same guy, if the WWE, I mean, that's what was the thing with Hornswoggle. At least Hornswoggle was earning a living and a steady paycheck for 10 years being the guy that did that.
Hell of a career. Hell of a career.
I mean, I don't want to take away anyone's right to earn money, but at least if it was one guy that was profiting from this, it might be a little better. But yes, antiquated. So AJ was out with Renee Young saying he wants an apology from Shinsuke Nakamura. Samoa Joe comes out. setting up something.
World beater promo time.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like a main event bully, badass. Like Joe's the best heel promo in the company right now, I think.
Yes.
Oh, wait, what did I just say? Did I say heel promo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He is, though. He is. His intensity has always been spot on, but now this deeper bass he's putting in his voice is, I don't know what he's doing, but it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're clearly setting up Joe, being in line for in the championship mix.
Good.
So it would make sense for him to beat Roman then at Backlash. I don't see that happening, but
no, because SmackDown's the B show to them, and that's what the thinking will be. Oh, right. It's okay. He can lose this. It's stupid. It's stupid. Real quick, did you hear the TNA chants? Because I sure did.
Yeah. Fans chanting TNA when Samoa Joe came out. Now, how many of those guys do you think watched TNA?
What do you mean?
That were chanting it.
Every single one of them, because those two working each other. We had a lot of viewers watching.
They probably watched it back in the day. I guarantee they probably.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, now they don't watch it. Of course not. Right. Otherwise, they'd be chanting Impact Wrestling or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Yeah.
But there's no question that was one of our big rivals for years.
Yeah. No. Joe versus AJ. Yeah, that kind of is TNA.
Yeah, for me it was. I always thought it was.
Yeah. We had that last night. So Joe's going to face Roman, and then we'll probably see something between Joe and AJ after Backlash. But Nakamura came out last night taunting AJ, and look, we all know how this ends.
Nakamura holds on a little too long when he's in that.
He does.
The nether region.
I used to think China did it forever too, but nothing compared to Nakamura.
Yeah,
as far as holding it there.
Yeah. Can you just imagine that direction? Do you think it's coming from Vince, where he's like, and when you do it, you just got to hold your arm up there and just really 100%. Let it sink in?
Yes, I could see that. I swear.
It's got to be uncomfortable for AJ too. Somebody's arm just there for that long.
AJ sat on the ropes. Remember when they did the bit with AJ getting dropped on the ropes, and he held it and then went off the air, and he was there at the beginning.
It's different when it's ropes than a person, though.
I don't know, man. An arm or a cable. Neither sounds pleasant.
I'll take the cable.
How you take that, by the way, is you tighten your hamstrings as hard as you can together, and you try to squeeze them together. So when the dude's arm comes flying, or the girl's arm even comes flying up, it actually gets stuck about an inch away from your junk. And the bending part of the arm, when this happens, makes it look like it's hitting your nuts. But it's really, you're about an inch away from actually getting hit. So the ropes part, you better make sure your family, the goods, are just a hair off away from them ropes when you hit it. It's your groin that you're catching, which still hurts like hell. That thing still hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look for that Sunday at Backlash when Nakamura goes to hit AJ in the nuts again.
For the 55th time, yeah.
Go in slow motion, break down the shot. Oh, man.
So, that would suggest that would almost suggest that AJ's winning, right? If they're going to go with Joe. I wouldn't think they'd go with Joe and Nakamura, two heels.
And Joe made it clear it was about the championship. So it wasn't just, hey, AJ, you're running your mouth, you need to be shut up. Because then I could see them going in a secondary semi-main event angle if AJ did drop the belt. But you're right. He was very clear and succinct. This is about the championship, and I want it. So it does say that AJ will win, right?
That's what I would think.
I would think so. And I'll get AJ and Joe. And then someone in Impact Creative, Dixie Carter somewhere, will be like, where did it all go wrong?
Oh, God. Yeah. Or worse, far worse. We created that. They took it in our town. Please.
Yeah. Sheamus versus Xavier Woods. Cesaro, what was he selling? Bootleg pancakes out of his jacket ringside with this. I thought the match was good. Actually, I kind of like a feud between these guys. We haven't seen this combination in a while.
I don't like this. Of what? Of who?
Of just New Day in the Bar. I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
I don't like the same. I did if you when I came to, I think I missed the promo for the setup for this because when I came back and I watched the match, I was like, Why is this a singles match?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's, to me, it's just very random and boring to me. I don't care about either
Well,
guy. No offense.
It's what they're going to do. And
Singles.
next week, we'll get Cesaro versus Kofi. You know, I mean, come on. This is just going to be the same do-si-do.
But now I know it's a tag team gimmick or
Yeah.
whatnot to get there, so that's cool.
Yeah, you know, with the bar just moved over, so with this shakedown math, that means they're
They're
losing.
doing the JOB.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, only Jeff Hardy and the Apps and the Riot Squad are really the only talents that have switched since the Superstar Shakeup that have gotten wins. I guess Chad Gable.
Raj loves this study, by the way. You love this study.
I do. I find it. I find it backwards, so it just throws me off when you switch someone. They should be getting a fresh start. Give them something new. Give them some momentum. Instead, you beat them right off the bat.
Well,
You know, we can't-
especially from
I'm sorry.
Raw, especially from Raw to SmackDown, where we're programmed that Raw is the king of the two shows, right? And if
Right.
someone comes from Raw to SmackDown, they're superior.
Right.
Yeah. I just picture the other side we can't see of Raj's office is just a whiteboard where he's got like a beautiful mind math.
All these crazy formulas about if so and so gets advantage of so and so, even if it's a promo and he drops them, that means he's losing at the pay-per-view.
It's like those offshore betting sites won't take Raj's bets anymore.
We're gonna start calling that, by the way, RM squared. Raj math squared. Yep. The theory of predicting who's gonna win the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
He's been doing it for years.
absolutely.
Keep it on the side. But
Yes. So with that, let's see.
yeah, so
What's-
Xavier pinned Sheamus.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect, by the way. Did not expect that. He's always been the fall guy.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like they picked him for a reason, so they give him a win.
Yeah. I thought Sheamus would eat him alive, actually, with a little bit of tomfoolery and shenanigans at ringside, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming soon to WWE Shop, the clearance section, some Absolution t-shirts, given that Paige declaring Absolution is no more last night in a backstage promo with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and setting up Mandy Rose versus Becky Lynch for next week on SmackDown.
this is going to be good for Mandy Rose, by the way, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I think she finally starts to. She's going to take her a while to get there, guys. But make no mistake, she can be the it girl eventually because of her look. I'm being very stereotypical on this, I'll admit it. But we know what their stereotypical look is.
Yeah.
And plus, she's got the poise, and she's good in the ring for how little time she spent in there. So I
Better
think
than
she's a
I thought.
superstar. Yeah.
Better than I thought. Yeah.
Sonya Deville is really good too. She's
She
she's
is.
improved greatly. That's
She's
why I look
different.
at the Riot Squad, because I don't Liv Morgan. I could see her
I
being a
can't
star,
s-
but she's not good, and she's just not there.
Individually, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can't see them. Yeah, same thing. Yep.
Yeah. And Mandy, I don't know if you guys have ever heard any of her interviews or out of character stuff. Like, really interesting, dynamic person.
Oh my God, she's very accomplished.
Yeah.
She was a world class competitor and IFBB competitor. That's not easy.
Yeah, it
To
was
get
clear
your
on
pro
Tough
card.
Enough. Yeah, it was clear on Tough Enough that she was a wrestling star. Like she could
Oh,
become a
yeah.
superstar. But the fans wanted, it was kind of one of those fans really wanting someone that, someone else.
Yeah.
That
It's
looked
like,
like
I'm
looked
sorry.
like a fan of the bit. That look, because
Yeah.
unfortunately, when you look the way she does, you're immediately same way I was met with it on my season of Tough Enough. You're not a fan of the business. You're just utilizing your look
Yeah.
to go get a job, a high paying job, and hopefully you get it. Screw you. We want Hawk to win, Matt Morgan, not you. Something like
oh,
that.
Jesus.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere Sarah Lee and ZZ, I'm sure, reflecting upon the Tough Enough win.
What a waste of space, ZZ. If I was oh my God, I would have made Billy Gunn's promos on him look innocent.
They gave him a contract after. They were like,
Yeah.
damn it.
He didn't win. But,
Lazy SOB. He is so
Yeah.
lazy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yeti is so he did get dropped finally, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a shame. He had a good look.
He did
Yeah.
have a good look. He didn't endear himself to. He made some jokes about what is it?
Social outcasts,
Yeah, the social outcast, and
calling them jobbers.
Cody
on Twitter.
Rhodes went off, and didn't really see him much after that.
Nope.
Yep, we can go hit up Silent Rage somewhere. What was that to Andy?
Yeah.
Big Andy from Man, Tough Enough really has a bad track record when it comes to winners.
It does.
Yeah.
John Morrison's like the only winner that's still wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Miz.
Well, he didn't
was
win
second.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. Maven, in the hindsight, Maven actually had a push.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah.
He was gone within like a year.
Yeah.
No, 3.
Yeah. Really?
3, yeah.
I
I was comparing myself to him, so I swear to God,
Really?
that's how I know this. I swear to God, I wanted to be able to do better than he did. Yeah.
Interesting. So last night, speaking of up and coming talent, what didn't we see last night? We saw no promo for Sanity. They released one online that did not make it on the air last night. And Andrade Cien Almas, I gotta be honest, I kind of forgotten he was called to SmackDown when
Me too.
Zelina Vega did this promo from the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't want to debut him right before you're doing the pay-per-view. So next week makes sense. Yeah, or
What'd you
next
think of
week
the
you say he's
promo?
coming next week.
What'd you think of the promo, guys?
I mean, I think Zelina Vega is awesome. I liked her, I liked her saying, they're kind of saying nothing at this point is the only thing. I think it's not like, it's getting there where either keeping the promo off a week and then have her say that he's coming next week. But
Yeah,
she's great, but it did nothing.
I don't think this translates onto SmackDown. What we saw at NXT, by the way, guys.
Yeah. No,
You don't think so?
this isn't Nakamura or this. I mean, I don't think Andrade is even Bobby Roode. I mean, remember with Nakamura last year, like they had him on, they built him up, and then the thing was you're going to tune into the pay-per-view to see the match. And with Andrade, I don't feel that they're building the same level of anticipation. I think with Sanity, they were doing a better job till they left him off TV altogether last night.
Well, yeah, he's not going to come in with the hype at Nakamura, and that's good. And because he is a heel. And I think the fact that Zelina Vega does that Lita stuff, where she's paired and she does all this cool stuff, is something that you haven't seen in a long time on the main roster.
Yeah.
So I think that act could get over, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, Andrade by himself, I don't see him going that far, even though he's talented as hell. But
yeah,
he misses that personality aspect. She brings it. I hope she doesn't get so much more over that they split them off. Go with her as a singles. At least not yet.
Matt, what face would you feud him with? First feud.
I don't have the slightest clue. I don't give him any thought. I mean, just be honest with you. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no obvious person that's even coming to mind. So we'll see. Next Tuesday, SmackDown Live. Main event last night, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch versus Carmella, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. They were hyping this up as the main event. SmackDown special, the 6-woman 3-on-3 tag. And, good showcase for Charlotte. Becky got some stuff in there. But really, I think the news was Asuka getting her first win since Mania.
Since the Mixed Match Challenge before,
Oh, man. Thank God.
I guess I'm old-fashioned that when you got a pay-per-view coming up in a few days, your go-home segment on the go-home show should be something big building to one of the matches that's actually on the pay-per-view. And you had 4 of the 6 women that aren't even on the show. And if they get added, it'll probably be on the kickoff.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte and Carmella, who are on the show, aren't even involved in the finish. So it just seemed like, I don't know. It just seemed like a kind of time-filling a waste.
I agree.
I like the match, but it was pointless.
Yeah.
Here's what I like though too. We didn't point this out. The young girls being meshed into that, holding their own, looking like they belong.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm calling them young girls. The younger girls. When Charlotte and Becky and them just got pulled up, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Jesus, Peyton Royce was born in 1992.
What?
Yeah, you want to
Oh
feel
my
old.
God,
I graduated high school in 93.
Yeah.
Wow, you're older than me. I graduated in 95.
I'm a year ahead too. I was supposed to in 94. Because we're the same age, I think.
So there you go. And I stayed back, so that makes sense.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh man. So last night Asuka with the Asuka lock tapped out Peyton, but this was, I mean, look, it's good. I get that they want to give the women time, get them all in one segment. Next week, Becky versus Mandy. Hopefully we go back to multi-women.
Good.
Yeah, we'll get more women's segments on SmackDown. But man, so no Bludgeon Brothers last night, no Usos. Yeah, I feel like SmackDown, they almost need to just like do what NXT does and really say, okay, this is how we're going to manage everybody over the course of a month, and the people you see every week and the people that you see every other week. And I think really if they start planning their shows more, it's the only way to accommodate all this talent they have.
Plus, I mean, it didn't like you watching tonight's show, you wouldn't think that they're overflowing with talent, even though they've got a ton. You didn't have Samoa Joe wrestling. He hasn't wrestled yet since being moved over.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan wasn't on. They almost make him look weak by being injured every week, and laid out. AJ didn't wrestle.
Think the same thing? Don't you think the same? I think the same thing when I watch Raw, though, and say Roman only cuts a promo, Brock the champion isn't there. We then, I'm thankful for and I love it, but then we were stuck with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn filling in that main event slot for in-ringing action as far as the main event goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I take my words back because now you have Lashley and we have Braun built up properly. I take what I just said back, actually. Never mind. Pretend I didn't say it, folks.
Yeah, so that was the show. Backlash is coming up on Sunday. What else do we got to look at this week?
Well, should we run down the Backlash card real quick?
The Backlash card.
Just
so what do we got so far? We got AJ versus Nakamura. I'm sure a cup will be involved.
Want to do predictions or no?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do quick predictions.
Okay, I would have originally thought Nakamura wins this finally. I really would. But now with the Joe introduction, I don't know.
Yeah, I think AJ wins it. I think he's got that steel cup. Nakamura hurts his hand. AJ gets the win. It's too bad in a sense because I think Nakamura's been doing a great job as a heel.
And this would have been good. Him as a heel champion, I think, would have worked here.
Yeah. Who knows? This might not be done yet,
Yeah.
It could be a three-way, with Joe, Nakamura, and AJ going forward for a little bit. So
yeah. Who's to say? You're right. Who's to say it doesn't happen? Yeah. And Nakamura still comes out as a winner. Mm-hmm. I think it's important though that they put not the Bullet Club, what do they call themselves? The club with Nakamura though. I think that would be very important.
That would be cool. But I do think AJ wins. He's been getting crotch shotted every week. I think he finally gets his he finally overcomes.
Yep. Okay, so we got that. We got Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the IC title.
Seth Rollins.
Rollins. Yeah.
It makes no sense for The Miz for SmackDown to have two, the US and the Intercontinental. Jeff Hardy,
the champion, defending his US championship against Randy Orton. So two Grand Slam champions going head to head here.
Is that this weekend? Is it this weekend?
Sunday.
Yeah.
See, I still thought they'd fit Shelton into a three-way, and maybe they still do it.
Maybe they still do. Yeah, they could do a late replacement. But
if I will predict this: if Shelton Benjamin somehow gets put into this, I'm predicting Shelton wins. As crazy as that may sound, if he's not, Shelton holds on. Jeff holds on to this title.
You were talking about who Andrade should feud with. I could almost see him being put in with Orton for his first feud. And I could see him coming out, distracting Orton, doing something with Orton, costing him the match. Hardy wins.
That would be great for him. Oh, my God. What a debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nia Jax defends her championship, the Raw Women's Championship, against Alexa Bliss. Matt?
Say it one more time.
Nia versus Alexa.
Nia, duh. Nia. No question.
Yeah. Raj?
Yeah, I agree. Nia, it's Alexa's first match since the night after Mania. Real match. She was in that 10-man woman tag where she didn't do anything. But I think it'll be a short, quick match. Nia wins.
Yeah. Carmella defends her championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, against Charlotte Flair.
I could almost see them doing something screwy here, like a DQ with Carmella escaping with the belt.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think they do the title change.
No. Carmella does not come out of this without the title.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe.
Roman Reigns is, if he's still their golden boy, I'm assuming he is, he has to win.
Yeah, I think Roman is coming off a couple big losses, I think.
Yeah.
They feel like they probably have to rehab him a little bit. So he gets the win. It's probably not going to hurt Joe much. He's going to be a top guy on SmackDown. Crowd will probably be going for Joe, but Roman gets the win.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
This is. I feel they booked themselves into a corner. They really have, because I would say Daniel Bryan, but you can't just bring this guy off the IR, give him all this hype, and he's a bigger guy. We know what they think of bigger guys, and then have him go out and lose. So there's got to be something screwy that happens here where there is no finish, maybe. You know what I mean? I would even suggest maybe Cass somehow loses, but then puts heat on him after the match. But even then, he's still lost, so that can't happen either. So I don't know how they get out of this one.
Yeah, I could see a non-finish, but if they do a finish, I think Daniel Bryan wins, and then like a fluky win. Some quick roll-up. Big Cass is killing him the whole match, messes up. Daniel Bryan gets him with the roll-up, and then Cass kills him afterwards.
Yeah.
It's still stupid to put him in this predicament. And the answer they're going to give us is, well, he got the rub from Daniel Bryan. You build to that then. This guy needs wins.
Right.
Yeah. And then Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a tag match.
One more time?
Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The only tag match. The only tag match.
Yeah, there's the two baby faces.
Yeah.
Strong.
But does Lashley turn?
Oh.
Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. If Lashley turns, they lose the match.
I could see them still winning because they don't want to beat Strowman, but I could see like Lashley maybe getting fed up, or Strowman accidentally nails him. Strowman still wins the match. Lashley turns on him, and because you need heels badly on Raw, and Lashley, they've done nothing with him. They've done nothing to get him over as a face. This would give him something.
True. So I think looking at this, I'm going to predict that not a single championship changes hands.
Yeah.
With the way this is looking, which will be interesting. So hopefully the other matches have some good surprises. Of course, we'll be here right after the show goes off the air on the East Coast to talk about Backlash Sunday night. And what else is going on this week? Greatest Royal Rumble, the Titus O'Neil botch. Is it overkill? The WWE has already merchandised it. They reshowed the clip a bunch of times. Good on Titus, but Raj... Yeah, Matt, what do you think of this? Do you think they're going to just run it into the ground, as is their way?
Probably.
Yeah. I feel like they already have. They took something hilarious, and by putting their own spin on it, they're making it lame.
That's the WWE in a nutshell.
Yeah. Remember Fandango when people like doing it, and then they try to make it their own thing, and it phased out.
But quick. This is very different. This is a career killer, what happened to him.
You think they weren't doing anything with him anyway?
I don't care. Like he would have been known as that guy.
Yeah.
Versus, maybe somebody that's a little bit more obscure. Great. I'd rather be the obscure guy than be known for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Titus, though, I mean, Titus is going to have a bigger career than the WWE when you look at his background, his story, his fundraising, his foundation.
I feel it would have been ended if they didn't do something with this. I really do.
Yeah.
I think eventually within a year, he would have been released or some shit like that.
Yeah, quite possible. Kane following him out.
Real quick, Arya Davari got death
yes.
threat. And he was saying it was from Iranian people for the angle that he did at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So, man, it's crazy. It was one of those angles you don't need to do. And when you're raising those hostilities in areas that you don't really understand the culture, it just seems like a bad idea. And now you're kind of seeing it. Yeah. It is what it is, man. He had he posted an apology, apologizing, saying he's proud of his Iranian culture, saying he got death threats. And that's that. It's tough, man. I think that audience, WWE is playing with fire, but whatever. Never stopped Vince McMahon before. And then Kane. Yeah. Won his Republican primary. And won the Republican primary by 17 votes. Ooh. So he is most likely the next mayor of Knox County because it's very red.
17 votes or 17%?
17 votes.
17 votes.
Wow.
It was razor thin. Yeah. He was behind most of the night, and then pulled through at the end. 17 votes. It's not official yet. They got to certify.
They already did the recount, though. They did the recount, and it came out, I thought, 17.
I just know they're going to certify it tomorrow, but I think he won. I mean,
they did do a recount, though. I know that much.
They did. So
yeah.
So it'll be official tomorrow when they certify the count. But it's Kane, Glenn Jacobs had a lot of WWE stars supporting him. You know, guys like Titus O'Neil, Goldust, Daniel Bryan went out, who was very Daniel Bryan's very opposite of the Republican end. Yeah,
he was also pretty anti-political.
Yeah, he's very much into the environment and all that. You know,
but that's Glenn's wheelhouse. He's a large part of Glenn's platform is our environment, our water, things of that nature.
Yeah. So congratulations to him. Super smart guy and
incredibly smart. He's probably the most intelligent man in that locker room over the last 25 years, and that's including Bradshaw, who's incredibly intelligent as well. Lots of guys are incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, Mick Foley.
Glenn was always on a whole different level.
Yeah, so this year is pretty much the end of his wrestling career. You know, been around a long time.
Very proud of him. Very proud of him. He put a lot of work into this. This was not something within a year he decided he was going to do. This is something he's been planning.
Yeah. So hopefully I could see him being inducted in the Hall of Fame next year. But the end of one of the great careers.
Yeah, man. Wow. I mean, I'm sure he'll come back for something at some point, but
he can always do cameos. But yeah, his days as a real wrestler are pretty much done.
No, absolutely. Man, so what a week. We'll be back here Sunday night after WWE Backlash, do a recap of everything that happens on the pay-per-view. And anything else, Matt?
No, Glenn, I do appreciate you you were trying to put me over by saying Glenn's following in my footsteps, yada yada yada. But Raj, like always, stepped the fuck all over that. But nonetheless, I did want to say I appreciate that. That's very cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And Matt Morgan for Longwood is the Facebook page. Find out everything he's doing for his community there.
Thank you.
BP Matt Morgan on Twitter and Instagram. Raj Giri _303 on Twitter, Wrestling Inc. Raj, what do you got coming up this week?
The interview with Ricky Steamboat. We talked a lot about him dropping the title early, yada, yada, yada. Macho Man, his weird run in 1991 where they treated him like a new wrestler. So that's all coming up. So check it out.
Awesome. I am at Glenn Rubenstein on Twitter. I'm stoked because Cobra Kai dropped on YouTube Red today, so I'm going to be tweeting about that this evening. Follow me for all that. First 2 episodes are free. I'll tweet out some links to those so y'all can check it out without subscribing. And yeah, man, excited to see the Karate Kid saga continue, so pay attention to my Twitter for that. And we'll be back here Sunday night after Backlash. Until next time, folks, this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.